Hi folks, Tankerman here. How y'all doing? Well, yesterday me and Mr. John, we rode from basically daylight to dark looking for this place, and we stopped about 40-50 yards down the road and rode past it several times, but we didn't find it. But I came back up here and found it today. Special treat, Demo Cemetery. This here is a fella when he was 10 or 11 years old, ran away from home down around New Orleans area, and he was a grown man when the Civil War broke out. Well, he joined the Louisiana infantry and fought for the Confederate side, and he would come down and spend time with the Walker family, with a buddy of his, Mr. Walker, on furlough during the Civil War. And through that, he met Mr. Walker's sister's family, the Gunners, that lived up here around Godonna. Well, during the Civil War, Peter Dibble is the man's name. He got bit by a rattlesnake and lost all of his fingers but one, and he never thought he would be able to provide for a wife properly, so he never married. After Civil War, he came up here and he lived with the Gunners and several different families that would take him in, and during the process he made a lot of friends, and they all got together and built him a little bashing house, they call it, little old shanty, and he didn't like living by himself, so he moved back in with the Gunners and stayed with them, I guess, till he died, and other families. He died in 1910. And the only thing he owned was a trunk full of clothes and this raw iron bed here. Now, the reason why the bed is over the cemetery is because this is really the only prized possession, piece of furniture he owned. So, unlike Gone with Wind and these other movies that shows people from Confederate was all rich and owned slaves, and people will have you believe this Civil War was about slavery and everything. Do you think a man that all he ever owned was this ever thought he would own a slave? No. He fought in the Civil War not because of slavery, probably not because of torf tax. He fought because he knew the Yankees was invading the South. And that's the honest reason why he fought. And a lot of the soldiers for the Confederate was just like him. They would never own a slave. Never even dream they would. Never probably would have to worry about paying torf tax because, they, like him, they had nothing but maybe an old bed. But the locals up here, when he died, buried him in this name of the place was Parlay Cemetery. As you can tell, there's no other graves out here. I don't know if they headstones gone or if they dug them up and moved them, and since he really had no family to pay for it, he was left here by himself. But people that was children when before he died tells tales of how he would sit around and tell everybody stories of his adventures during the Civil War. But it's really neat that the locals has, through years, come through here from time to time and put flyers and everything for the old man. But it's real quiet and peaceful. as you can tell. And hopefully no one takes it upon themselves to try to put their political agenda against this old man that in 1910 died with nothing but this bed. But Tinkerman out. Y'all stay safe.